your objectives are, first, you're going to learn how to annotate a text. What does the girl say? Annotate.
Annotate.
Annotation means that you're going to make notes, you're going to question the text, you're going to find other strategies in order to help us to understand the text. It just means that we're just going to better understand the text, and we're going to make some little notes outside of the text to help us to understand what's going on in the text, okay? So when you get to an unknown word, what have you been taught to do?
Sound it out.
Sound it out, okay? But when we get to an unknown word in this text, I want you to circle that word. Words I do not know. I want you to circle that because we're going to go back and talk about it, okay? And then when you get to an idea or some sentence in the text that you want to remember or that you don't quite understand, I want you to underline that sentence, okay? Or if you think that it could be a detail or an idea, circle it. And then if you think that this right here could be a really, really good aha main idea, put some clouds around it to help you remember. Okay? And then the first thing, when I pass you out the paper, the first thing I'm going to want you to do is look at the title. The title of this text is called, so remember these are some of the things that you're going to do.
A topic.
Okay. The topic, okay, good. The title or the topic is called The Badger. Everyone say badger.
Badger.
Turn and talk to your neighbor very quickly and tell them what a badger is, just for what you know. A badger. Okay. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. Okay. When I say that, okay. When I said that in the other class, they immediately stopped talking, got back in the learning position, and then they began to listen again. This is a badger, boys and girls. This is a badger. So we're going to look. This story is about this right here. This little animal here. Also in the story, you're going to read about the mole. Everyone say mole?
Mole.
Okay? And also, it's going to be talking about a rat. I wanted you all to see what a badger and a mole looks like. Raise your hand if you don't know what a rat looks like. Raise your hand if you've never seen a rat. Okay? All right. I think everybody in here has seen a rat. Okay? Now, let's get started reading the badger. It's on the other side. All right? Oh, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to read it. And then I'm going to take some little notes on the side, okay?
What are the papers for?
Okay. I'm going to take some little notes on the side. But I want you all to have a copy of it. So you all may want to take some notes also, okay? But I just don't want to stay there. Let's put it right here. So you all can take some notes too.
Thank you, Miss.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Okay? Now let's look at the story. Let's look at the title again. What's that title?
The
Badger. And look underneath that title. It says, it is an excerpt from The Wind in the Willows. The Wind in the Willows is what? What is that?
I live in the willows. I think it's the animal fruit.
Okay. The Wind and the Willow is a book. What does excerpt means right here? Okay, that's okay. Excerpt means they have taken a little bitty part of that book and wrote it out for us to read it. The name of the book is The Wind and the Willows. They've taken part of that book and they've written it out, and we're going to read it. An excerpt is something like a preview to a movie. Have you all ever seen a preview to a movie? Yes. That's what an excerpt is. This right here is like a preview of this book, The Wind in the Willows, okay? All right. Now, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to tell you the notes that I took when I read it, okay? Everybody follow along with me while I read it? Okay. The mold had long wanted to make the acquaintance of the badger. Everyone understand what that's saying? If you see a word in there that you don't understand, go ahead and circle that word. The mold had long wanted to make the acquaintance of the badger. Raise your hand if you circle the word. Okay. What word did you circle?
Acquaintance.
Acquaintance. Acquaintance. What does acquaintance mean?
He been waiting to see the badger.
He's been waiting to see him, waiting to meet him. He's wanting to meet this badger to see what type of person he is. He's been waiting to see the badger. Okay. Okay. He's been waiting to meet the badger. You know, when you meet somebody, you know, you say, oh, my name is Miss Mack. What's your name?
Jordan.
Jordan. That's the way you meet somebody, right? So this mole has been waiting. This mole here has been waiting to meet this badger. Okay, now let's see what else happens in the story. He seemed, by all accounts, to be such an important personage, and though rarely visible, to make his unseen influence felt by everybody about the place. Okay, go ahead and circle whatever words you do not understand. And at this point, boys and girls, we may need to ask ourselves a question about the text.
I know what we did.
We may need to ask ourselves a question about the text. I'm going to reread it. Who are they talking about right here when they says he?
The mole. The badger.
The badger. He means the badger. He seemed, by all accounts. By all accounts mean what?
You want.
By all accounts mean everything that they've said about the badger. Everything that they said about the badger. He seemed, by everything that I know about, to be such an important personage. What does important personage mean?
I mean, like, he's important.
He's an important what?
Important animal.
Yeah, he's an important animal. He's an important personage means somebody that's what?
Important.
Important, or they're famous. So now we know something about the badger. What do we know about the badger?
It's the badger.
What do we know about the badger? He's what? He seems to be important.
Popular.
He's popular. Very good.
Awesome.
Awesome. He may be awesome.
Famous.
He may be famous. Very good. Okay, let me read that sentence again because I think we answered some questions that time. He seemed, by everything somebody has told me, to be such an important personage, and though rarely visible. What does rarely visible mean? What is rarely? If I am rarely visible, what does that mean?
You can't like actually see him.
Okay, we don't actually see him, do we?
No.
He never really comes around, does he?
No.
So the badger never really comes around, right? Okay, so let's go back. Though rarely visible, to make his unseen influence. Did anybody circle unseen influence?
Yes.
Yes. What does unseen influence?
I just did.
Okay.
It's like that you can't see somebody.
Okay, he doesn't come around. He doesn't associate with us. He doesn't come around here. But he has influence on us. He comes, when he do talks to us, we can easily be persuaded by him. Tell me an important person that can persuade us. An important person. Somebody that's important.
Like, your friend.
Is your friends important?
No.
Don't they just come around? They always come around us, aren't they?
Yep.
Our friends are always around us. But think about somebody like President Obama.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes. Doesn't he influence us?
Yes.
Does he come around here?
No.
No, he doesn't come around here, does he? Because he's very important.
God.
God, Jesus, okay. That he influences us. The government, okay. But it has to be a person, okay, to make his unseen influence felt by everybody about the place. Okay? So now the next part, be sure you're looking at your sheet. But whenever the mole mentioned his whoosh to the water rat, he always found himself put off. What does that mean, put off? But whenever the mole mentioned his whoosh to the water rat, he always found himself put out. So what that's telling me is, when the mole would ask the water rat, can he see the badger, the water rat would always put him out. When people put you out, what does that mean?
They don't know.
They don't know. They may not like you, or what else?
They're throwing you out.
Okay.
Kick you out.
Okay.
Make you they cut you off and talk about something else.
Very good, very good. To be put out, the rat was saying, oh, okay then, but we'll do it another time. That's right. That's what he was putting him off, saying, okay, we're gonna do it, but we'll do it another time. So now let's read on to see about him putting the mole out. It's all right, the rat would say. Badger will turn up someday or other. He's always turning up. And then when he turn up, he says, I'll do what? I'll introduce you when the badger comes around. And then the rat says, the best of fellas. Saying that him and the badger are the best of fellas. I'm the best of fellas with him. But you must not only take him as you find him, but when you find him. Boys and girls, when I read that part, I saw that some of the letters were capitalized in the middle of the sentence. Did you all see that?
Yes.
What did you all ask yourselves when you saw that? What did you say? When you saw as and when, it was what? It's what? It's bold, isn't it? It sticks out, doesn't it? Did you ask yourself, why did the author stick those words out like that?
Yes.
Yes. Why do you think the author stick those words out like that?
Probably to persuade.
To persuade us?
Probably to get information.
Well, I think when I saw that, it got my what?
Attention.
It got my attention, didn't it?
Yeah.
I think the author wanted us to get our attention on as, and he wanted us to put our attention on the word when. So I think the question is, why would he want us to pay special attention to as you find him, but when you find him? I wonder why. Okay, circle those words, and we're going to talk about that. The best of fellas, that's what he's telling him. He said the rat and the badger are best of fellas, and he's telling the mole, but you must not only take him as you find him, but when you find him. Go ahead. I see an idea in your head. Go ahead.
They both kind of make sense in these kind of sentences. I don't know how to say it. Just say it.
Okay, that's good.
They both talk.
He's telling the mole that when the badger do come around, you just take him as you find him. Don't try to change him. Just listen to what he say. Don't try to change him. Just take him as you find him, and then just whenever you find him, I'll introduce you to him just whenever we get to him. Okay, so then the mole tells him this. Couldn't you ask him here to dinner or something? Said the mole. Turn and talk to your partner about who is the mole talking about? Tell your partner who he's talking about and why is he trying to meet this badger. Go ahead and talk to your partner about why do you think the mole wants to meet the badger? At the beginning, we said that the badger was what? Popular. We said that the badger, at the beginning, we said that the badger was what?
Popular.
Do we want to meet popular people?
Yes.
Okay. That could be one reason why he wanted to meet him. Okay. 1, 2, 3, eyes on me. All right. So now it says he wouldn't come. He said invite him to dinner or something. And this is what the rat said. He wouldn't come, replied the rat simply. Badger hates society. What's society?
Like he hates, like having dinner with people.
Okay, he hates having dinner with people.
Maybe he don't feel safe around people he don't know.
Maybe he doesn't feel, so he may be a little what?
Scared
or shy.
I'm terrified.
Terrified. But society means where we all live. Like in our world, like in our communities. That's our society. Our school, in our classrooms.
He probably wouldn't want to be around nobody.
Okay, he may not want to be around anybody. That's true. Okay, so Badger hates society and invitations and dinner and all that sort of thing. So if they said that somebody hates those things, then they're really kind of shy and they're into them. They don't want to be around people, do they? So that's what he said that Badger is like. So now at the end of our story, if I asked you, if I said, boys and girls, tell me what is Badger like? This is going to be one of your questions. I'm going to ask you to write. Tell me what is Badger like, period, and I'm going to say use 2 details from the text. Oh.
From the text and read it over again.
That's so true. Miss Young has been telling you all that, hasn't it? Yes. So I would look right here, and I would find this would be one of my details. Use 2 details. He said he wouldn't come, replied the rat simply. Badger what?
Hates society.
And what else does he hate?
And invitation.
And what else does he hate?
Dinner.
And all that sort of thing. Okay? I know I would use this as a what? What is this?
A detail.
This is a detail. Go ahead and underline that. Go ahead and underline that, boys and girls. And I want you to write D out there because that's a detail about who?
Rabbit.
Not about rabbit. It's a detail.
Badger.
Okay, good. And put your little D out there. Okay, now let's go on. Well then. Okay, sure. He has a question.
Where say come right there was a he wouldn't come and look it up with.
He wouldn't come. Oh, these right here, quotation marks.
Yeah.
Is that what it is? You want to know what those are?
I know.
That means, okay, tell us.
Somebody talking.
That means somebody's talking. Rat is talking. Rat said this. He would come. Rat said it, replied the rat simply. And when you said something, when he said simply, this is how he said it. He said the mole said invite him for dinner. And then he said it simply. He said, he wouldn't come. He's not going to come. He wouldn't come. See, that's simple. He just said, he didn't say it with no kind of excitement or anything. He just said, he's not going to come. He wouldn't come. Who is he talking about wouldn't come, class? Badger. He wouldn't come, replied the rat simply. Badger hates what again, boys and girls?
Society, invitations, and dinner, and all that stuff.
Okay, hopefully you guys underline that and put a D right there. And that D means what?
Detail.
On the test, boys and girls, when you find a detail, I want you to do what with it? Underline. And put a D. I want you to underline and put a D. Okay, now let's go on. It says, well, then, supposing we go and call on him, suggested the mole. When you suggest something, it's kind of like asking somebody. But maybe we ought to just go over there to his house and call on him. That's what the mole say. The mole really wants to do what?
Meet the badger.
The mole really wants to meet this badger, doesn't he?
Yes.
Good. Okay, now let's go on to this last paragraph. Oh, now this is the rabbit talking. This is the little rat talking again. Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't like that at all, said the rat, quite alarmed. Boys and girls, I see another word in there that I have a question about. What word do you have a question about?
Oh.
Very good. Why are we questioning this?
Because it's
bold.
And it's cold.
Yeah, it's in all caps, isn't it? So he's saying, "Oh, I'm sure he wouldn't like that at all." Meaning, no way would he like that. That is absolutely out of the question. Pay attention, sweetheart. That's absolutely out of the question. It's no way he'll like that. So with him knowing that the badger wouldn't like that, would he want to take him up there to meet him?
No.
No. That's like somebody bringing somebody to your house and you didn't invite them. Would that make you happy?
No.
No. Okay, and then it says this. Oh, boys and girls, I want you to tell me what this sentence is. He's so very shy. He'll be sure to be offended. What's that?
Nervous. Not a detail.
Oh,
A
very
detail.
good. I had my smart pill. Oh, you get a smart pill. Very good. Boys and girls, go ahead and underline that sentence. He's so very shy. He'll be sure to be offended. That's another detail to help me answer my question. Tell me, what is badger like? Use 2 details from the story.
I was just about to say that.
Well, she beat you to it. And if I had my smart pill, she'll get her smart pill. That's another detail. Okay? Now, I found a word in there that I didn't know.
Offended.
Offended. Go ahead and circle that word offended. Because I don't know what that means. What does offended mean? What does it mean?
Fair.
Fair? No.
He'll protect himself.
Protect yourself?
Feel attacked.
Okay, he said if I'm offended, I may feel attacked.
Shy.
Shy. Very
You
good.
might feel like if somebody says something offended.
Yeah.
Don't feel like that makes you sad.
Yes. If I'm offended, boys and girls, would I be happy?
No.
No, it would hurt my feelings. If you offend me, then you hurt my feelings. So it would hurt Badger's feelings if the rat brought that mole to his house, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it offend him? Okay? Come on, let's read on. I've never even ventured to call on him at his own home myself, though I know him so well. He keeps saying that he knows that Badger well. Do you think he knows Badger well? No. I don't think he knows Badger either. Because if I knew someone and they were my friend, I would just simply call him and say, "Hey, Denise, so-and-so want to meet you. Why don't you come on down and play with us? Wouldn't we?" But because he's so very, very reluctant, what does reluctant mean? Reluctant. When you're reluctant, you don't do it very fastly. You kind of take your time. You're slow about doing it. That's what reluctant means. So the rat was very reluctant about them two meeting, right?
The mole was trying to convince the rat to take him to the badger's house.
Very good. Very good. I like that. He because he lives in the very middle of the wild woods. So do you think that the rat really knows where Badger lives? No. Okay, now let's go on. Well, now this is the mole now. The mole keeps talking. He says, well, supposing he does, said the mole. You told me the wildwood was all right. You know. So the rat told him, oh, the wildwood is okay. He said, you remember telling me that.
Rat probably doesn't want mole to go meet Badger.
He doesn't, does he? He doesn't. And I guess I want to know why does he not want Badger to? And that means that we're going to have to draw what? Conclusion. Very good. Very good. We're going to draw. Look at your teacher. She is happy about this vocabulary here. Okay, and then the rat says, okay, now listen to what this rat says. After the mole tells him, well, supposing he does, but you told me the wildwood was all right. You know you told me that. Okay, so the rat tells him this. Oh, yeah, I know, yeah, so it is, replied the rat evasively.
Oh, I made something.
Okay, do we need to circle that?
Yes.
Evasively.
We don't know.
That's how he said it. He said it evasively. If you're going to say it evasively, what does that mean?
Probably he said it fast. Nicely. He probably said it really fast.
He probably said it scared, and he probably wasn't very sure. Evasive means that you're trying to cover up something. You're not quite honest with it. You're trying to cover it up. That's what evasive means. Go ahead and circle that word too. So, I know, so it is, replied the rat evasively. And then this is what the rat says. But I think we won't go there just now. Not just yet. It's a long way. And he wouldn't be at home at this time of year anyhow. And he'll be coming along someday if you just wait quietly. So, my question is, use two details from the text to tell me about Badger. We never met Badger, but according to the rat, how was Badger? Raise your hand. No, turn and talk to your neighbor and tell your neighbor how Badger is. You two talk. And you three talk right there. You two talk. Yeah, you two talk. Tell your neighbor about Badger. How's your neighbor?
He don't want you to go to his house because you are
He may be scared to come around here and talk to me because he's very important. And most of you understand people are really wealthy. Yeah, they're very big too, so he may be all of those things. President Obama, very good. And he may be too important to come. Okay, so do you all want to share? Raise your hand if you want to share what your neighbor said. Okay, go ahead and share.
He might be busy building his
But make sure we keep with the details in the story. Be sure we keep it with the details in the story. We won't make it up, okay? All right.
He might be busy while he's shy. He's shy.
I did hear that in the story. Didn't you all hear the word shy? I did hear that. Very good. That's a good detail.
Rich. He might be rich.
Okay. He might be famous. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good. What did you all share?
He's probably a good
Okay. Okay. He may be very important where he lives. Okay.
I think he might be
Famous. Yes, I heard that in the story too. I did. He may be famous. Good. Okay. first paragraph. Everybody just look at your first paragraph. It says, when I read that first paragraph, I was curious about the character Badger. Mo describes him as important and famous, but he is also rarely seen. I'll make a note. Did we make a note about that?
Yeah.
I mean, well, did we underline it?
Yes.
Yes, about that detail. And I see that Rat describes him as what? That first paragraph, he describes him as being what?
Famous.
Oh, look at the first paragraph.
Important. And personal.
Look at that first paragraph.
They're very best friends.
Shy. He describes him as being shy. So I want to make a note. Make sure you underline that, okay? That was a good detail, okay? Then, boys and girls, now, since we've read that, and since we're going to write, now, boys and girls, you're going to take out a sheet of paper, and you're going to write, not yet, hold on for a minute. You're going to tell me what Badger is like, and you're going to use 2 details from the story, okay? We're going to do that in just a minute. And also, boys and girls, we're going to, thank you, sweetheart. Then I want you to read your own story, and I want you to do your own annotation. Your story is on the back. Turn your paper over. Okay? That story, put your hand down. Everyone sit down. Put your hand down. That story is Mercury and the Woodman. I want you to read that, and then this is the story. This is what I want you to answer with that story. I want you to tell me this. Well, I want you to do this right here for me. I want you to write me a summary. No. I want you to give me the moral of the story. Tell me the lesson. The lesson you learned.
From Mo.
You learned from Mercury. That story that you're going to read by yourself. From Mercury. Mercury and the Woodman. Okay, you understand that?
Yes.
You're going to have to read it and find out what lesson you learned from Mercury and the Woodman. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to take these papers up because I want to see what did you all learn, okay?